me, it was more of a distraction than anything.
So, what was your first song you recorded in college?
I wasn't pursuing music in college, but the first song I recorded
after college, yeah.
Yeah. I think the first song I recorded was Bite, which is a song that I have out now. It's actually the intro to my project, Girl Number 3.
So it's 2 years old or is it recent?
No, what's crazy is I recorded it like a year and some change ago in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta. I linked up with this girl. She had a studio. I recorded it with her, and I actually didn't like it. No, I liked it at first. Like I loved it at first, but when you sit on music for a while, and then you listening to it too much, and then you start like just over criticizing or just not liking it. Mm-hmm. So I actually like kind of dubbed the song. I forgot about it for a minute. Mm-hmm. And then one day I remembered it, and I was like, let me go listen to that shit again. And I listened to it, and I was like, yo, this is actually kind of hard. Like, it is. Maybe I just needed a little break from it, you know what I mean?
Nah, it is. It's a dope song. Like,
thank you.
But I know a lot of artists, they tend to sit on songs, like, for a while, and then they'll be like, let me get it. Because, like, I always tell, like, artists like Valona, it's never such thing as an old or new song.
Right.
Or old or new project, because like even with Rolling Stone, like I told her, like still push that because not a lot of people haven't heard it. So when they hear it, like they go be like, you know what, cause
it's new to them.
Yeah, like think of Kendrick and J. Cole and all of them. Like when they first came out, I heard one mixtape or one project, but then it made me want to go back to their previous projects. So. And that's how you get like that cult following, which is another thing I want to ask you about. Like, cause I'm pretty sure you got a great following. Like, I know a lot of people really follow your music, even though you may not have how you call it, like
a long resume,
like a long resume of music. Like people, you still have people that's following you, like as a cult following. How important is that to you?
I feel like it's dope only because, like, I do have people who are, like, interested in my music. And like you said, I think it's dope because I don't have, like, a long resume with mad songs, mad music. Mm-hmm. So, I really appreciate it. I feel like more so, like, people really are just kind of, like, waiting to see what I'm going to do, which, I take it. Mm-hmm. Whatever way I could get it, but I do have a lot of people who like support me and like really fuck with my music. Mm-hmm. So it keeps the battery in my back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So speaking of Bite, like what was the whole story and process of that song? Like the whole thing beat to it.
I feel like when mad people hear the song, they think it's meant to be like vulgar. Like in the hook, I'm saying this pussy got me into it. Mm-hmm. Like off the bat, you gonna think that's like this is like a sexual song, but it's really not meant to be a sexual song. Like the song, me saying this pussy got a name to it, is really just me like claiming my independence almost. Mm-hmm. Like like not feeling like attached to anybody, any man, any friend, or any one thing. Just like me being comfortable in who I am, like by myself. Mm-hmm. So that's the premise of it. Like, I feel like that's one of the songs that, like, you listen to the first time, you fuck with it, but you gotta, like, run it back. You know what I'm saying? Really listen to it to, like, really, really get it. But, yeah, like, a lot of people like it. I like the song.
So how was that process with Valona when I did Drunken Down?
Drunk Down, I think she hit me up one day. Me and Valana was like I said, I fuck with Valana.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, she told me she had this song that she recorded, or that she had written, and she wanted me to sing the hook. So I just remember going to meet her at this studio out South Trenton that we linked up to a lot. Mm-hmm. Or linked up at a lot. And, we just recorded it. We had a few drinks. We recorded it. And it came out real good, and she probably shot it over to me like a week or so later, and I liked it. So, she said she was putting it on her project, and again, I was happy about that because I really liked the song, and I liked Lauren's project, so I was happy to be a part of it.
how did y'all meet? Like, how did that, like, all that started?
I think me and Valana even tried to have this conversation before, but I don't even really remember how me and Valana met. Like, it's crazy because we got mad mutual friends. We know, like, a lot of the same people, but I don't think we really, like, touched past until, like maybe a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? Even before then, like, maybe a few years before that, I knew her name. I knew who she was. I probably followed her on Instagram or whatever, and it was all love, but we wasn't tight. Like, we wasn't friends or nothing. So
the music got y'all closer.
Yeah, because I think at that time when I met Valana, it really started, like, where she reached out to me or I reached out to her, however it went. I think that's when I started, like, recording videos on Instagram and posting them, like, videos of me singing. So I think, obviously, because we followed each other, then a lot of people was hitting me up like, damn, I didn't even know you could sing, and she was one of the people. So I think we kind of linked from there. Like, we started chilling, like, she started, like, mentoring me a little bit, helping me out with certain things. And she asked me to perform at some show with her, and kind of just, we've been cool ever since then.
Would you, so you independent, like, you not signed to nobody?
Nah, I'm not signing nobody. My main focus is just, like, getting this project out and being able to, like, do it by myself and, like, I just want to execute this process by myself before I think of, anything like that.
Okay, so what's the name of the project?
The project is called Girl Number 3. And
why you call it Girl Number 3?
Well, Girl Number 3 to me, like. So the best way I could put it is this way. When you look at a big painting, right? And you see, like, a million different paint strokes on there, like, that one small paint stroke was needed. Like, it's one of a million paint strokes, but you needed it to complete it. And I feel like Girl Number 3 to me is like, I'm one of many different singers, artists, people, but, like, what I contribute to music, to the world is, like, it's still needed. It's still here for a purpose. So, yeah. And that's another way, like I told you before, is that title, just like the song Fight, is like me claiming my independence. Like, it don't matter where I fall in line to anybody else. Like, I'm still prevalent and I'm still contributing in some way.
So, because I remember I told you I hear Rihanna, SIS and her in your sound, but who in your opinion, who you think you sound like? Like, who do you think you have that influence? You said already Rihanna, but who else?
I feel there's nobody I would, like, really, really, like, compare myself to, but a lot of people that I do get compared to or say that I favor or that, she must look up to this person because she kind of sounds like her or whatever, is like SZA, and I fuck with SZA. So, but when I'm writing music, I'm not really thinking to sound like anybody else, but I could see why it sounds like a certain artist. And like I said, I fuck with SZA, so I take it as a compliment. Yeah. When people say Rihanna, like, I fuck with Rihanna in a long way, so I can see why people would hear that because I like those artists. Also, Lauryn Hill, like, I love her voice. Yeah, Lauryn Hill. I love, like, the simplicity and the strength in her music, and that's something I try to do as well. So I would say those three, like Rihanna, SZA, and Lauryn Hill.
Let's talk about my auntie right quick, because I had a lot of conversations with people about this, with Lauryn Hill. I don't know if you could count the Fugees album, but she has one album that's golden. Like, everybody know about the album. Right. And I feel like to this day, to me, she's one of the greatest MCs, like, male or female. Like, she got to be on Rush Mount, what do you call it? Mount Rushmore. Yeah, whatever. Mount Rushmore, right? Yeah. She the greatest, right? Do you think that if she was to come out at least with another album, especially in this time, do you think that if, depending on how the album is, let's say the album is it's not, it don't have to be great, but it could be like an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 album. You think that she'll solidify, even though I feel like she solidified her legacy, you think that as a generation as a whole, like you think people will solidify her, like.
I think people will fuck with it. I think that, like, even though Lauryn Hill's first album is Education of Lauryn Hill, like to me, like, she's stamped. Like, she's good, like, just with that one album. But I feel like people still, like, wonder what it would sound like if she had a second album by herself. And I really don't think Lauryn Hill could put nothing trash out. Like, I don't care how many years it's been.
Yeah.
I don't think she's capable of putting trash music out. So I think people will fuck with it. I think it's a good idea. She might have to drop it now, like. Because
I can say the same thing for Andre 3000. Like, he had the Love Below.
Definitely. But Andre 3000 on features and still is killing it.
Yeah, I feel like if he was to come out with another solo album, like, it'll be like, to me it'll be dope, but it'll solidify him as like, all right, yeah, he's definitely one of the greats, because Big Boy been coming out with a few albums, after they took their little hiatus and stuff like that from Outkast, and we still waiting for Andre 3000 album, know. So, but to me, he one of the best lyricists. But
I agree. I think he's solidified, but like I said, he definitely can't put nothing trash out. He's still killing features, still killing verses. So if he put out a project, I have like no doubt it would be like super good.
So who? All right. So you got an EP that's out, right? Do you have how many tracks is on the EP?
It's 6 tracks on the EP. It's Bite, the intro that's out now on SoundCloud. It's also on iTunes and Spotify. But yeah, it's that song and 5 other songs.
So do you have any features on the songs or no?
I don't have no features. I did that on purpose. I really didn't want any features because this is my first project, and I just wanted people to get like a full dose of just me before I start, adding other people into the mix. Not that I haven't done features with other people, but just for my first project, I just wanted people to just get to know me as an artist first.
No, my bad. What you was about to say?
It's one song on there. It's called Superficial. It's kind of like, it's not a feature. There's another voice on the hook that's sampled into the song. But other than that, there's no feature. It's just me.
When it come out? You said the 31st of March.
March 31st. Yeah, it's a Saturday, the last Saturday of the month.
Now, like I tell every artist or producer, whatever, I gotta at least have that early. Like.
Of course.
So I can hear it, cause
of course, you'll get it this weekend for sure.
Yeah, cause one of my boys, Haze, he from down here from Miami. He really dope. He got a album release party, and I always felt that when you not big, but like when you get to that point where you about to make it, is when you get invited or people send you exclusive things. So.
Right.
I always appreciate that, yeah. But
I definitely think it too.
Appreciate it. But all right, so you don't have no features on this project. But who are your dream? Like, what other artists would you love to work with in the future?
Like famous artists?
It could be famous, underground. It don't matter. Like,
definitely Rihanna. Definitely Rihanna. I like Kendrick, and I'm like a new Kendrick fan. Like, I always knew Kendrick was dope, but I wasn't like the person who was downloading his album first day it came out. But like, I have a new appreciation for Kendrick. I would love to do something with Kendrick. It's a lot of different artists. Like, I would say those two definitely. SZA. Those 3 for sure. But I could go on and on. There's a lot of artists I would like to feature with. Famous and not famous.
Nah, you and Valona need to come out. Because I believe, how many times you was on her album? I think like 2 or 3 times, right?
Nah, I was on there one. Yeah, I was on there once.
Yeah, one time. But y'all did a couple tracks together.
We did do a couple tracks together. The thing is, we do a lot of performances together. Like, I'm on a lot of her sets doing background vocals. So yeah, I could be her. A lot of stuff, background vocals. If you call the show or having videos out on Instagram and stuff, you'll see me with her.
Yeah, because y'all need to come out with a project.
Yeah, word.